What up? Jujubear here. Welcome back to the channel. AVA Bear Cav here, I should say, and I'm going to be competing in the Culture Clash Flash Tournament. Now, I'm playing as LUSITANI, and my opponent here is AVA Seraphim. Good friend of mine, good colleague, I should say, because we're doing a couple of co-commentaries very soon as well, and we have been for some while. So he's picked the BOII, a very strong build here. 3 Levy Freeman up the front, a couple of Celtic Slingers, 3 of them. Oathsworn, sword, Oathsworn, sword, Oathsworn, sword, and I think like 4 heavy horse or something like that. And and he was hiding a couple of these Celtic warriors. So I know Seraphim's playstyle pretty well by now. I've played him a couple of times, and we've had some very close battles. He's beaten me a couple of times. I've beaten him a couple of times as well. And I think I can kind of understand how he plays and what really gets his what really grinds his gears. So I've decided in this battle here to grind his gears. And I'm going to be doing a pretty annoying tactic that he finds pretty difficult to deal with. So I'm going to be organizing my troops into 3 different sections. So I've got 2 wings and a central part of my army. Now these wings are going to be made up of veteran shield warriors, 3 of them, LUSITANI Noble, a Scutari Spearman, and a Scutari Cav as well. In the center we've got a Iberian Slinger, 2 Iberian Swordsmen, LUSITANI Noble, and an Iberian Cav. And out in this flank I've got Scutari Spearman, Scutari Cav, Scutari Spearman, Scutari Cav, 3 veteran shield warriors, and a LUSITANI Noble. So very strong flanks, with a not so strong center here. So yeah, you can see my opponent, he was saying the only time that he really performs like super well is when he is, has no idea what he's doing. So what he's going to do here is just kind of form up in like really weird formation everywhere and just kind of come at me. And we'll see what happens. He does have a pretty chaotic play style, and it seems to work out for him really well. He's won heaps of battles, which I've seen him, playing that way. So we've got a couple of my units are going to be hidden in the woods here, and I'm going to be pulling back absolutely with this flank because the LUSITANI don't have the best missile block chance. They don't have the best armor either. So he's going to be pushing pretty hard with his Celtic Slingers, all 3 of them, onto this flank, hoping to get some shots on my veteran shield warriors, no doubt. And eventually, I'm going to be taking a couple of losses. Already I'm taking a lot of HP damage, no doubt. Luckily, the missile attack on these guys is not the best. Let's check it out. Missile damage, yeah, 20. But under, increased fire from those units, I'm gonna suffer pretty hard. The good thing though is these veteran shield warriors do have 50 melee attack, and they have like 36 weapon damage, that kind of thing. So Culture Clash Flash Tournament is going to be split up into different cultures. So you can pick one culture once in the tournament, and once you've used it, you kind of burnt it, it's gone. So this is going to be my Iberian culture pick. I've picked the LUSITANI, and so now I can't use LUSITANI or Aravachi for the rest of the tournament. In the last game I used the Getae, and I didn't realize this, but the Getae were part of the barbarian culture kind of group, and that makes sense, it totally does. But at the time I was like, oh yeah, I'll just fucking use whatever. So that was unfortunate. Now I can't use the BOII, and so Seraphim's elected to use his BOII in this match here. So yeah, as I said before, super chaotic. So he's got sword followers out here. He's got Levy Freeman. He's got all of his Celtic Slingers in a big bunch. He's got his just lines of different units. Oathsworn out here. What I'm going to do is be a little bit cheeky here. I'm going to be a big old bitch and get my Iberian Slingers and start firing into these Oathsworn. See how many kills I can get on those guys before Seraphim notices. So a little bit of a stare off. At the start of the match, I was like, hey Seraphim, I've got something. I've got a build here that would really annoy you. And he was like, oh yeah, whatever, just bring it at me. Then he kind of saw my army, saw how I was organized into like 3 different wings, and he was like, son of a bitch. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, buddy. We'll see how it turns out. My Iberian Cav are going to be chasing down these Celtic Slingers. See if we can push them back. I want to get my Iberian Swordsman in here. Just take some shots here. I want to try and get as many kills in those O-Spawn as I can. You can see I'm getting a couple of Jav lollies, getting a couple of kills, which is excellent. And I'm going to be able to pull back without taking any losses. So just being a little bit cheeky in the way I'm playing at this point. He isn't able to get into my slingers here with his Celtics. So I'm able to just kind of do that and then pull back, you know, freely. I see his heavy horse, which is definitely a big threat over here. He could have destroyed my Iberian Cav. He could have charged straight into my Lusitani nobles, and I would have been in big trouble. So luckily, he was able to pull them back without me taking too many losses. Over here, he's going to push me back. I'm going to be able to get some shots in here with my Iberian swordsman, while my veteran shield warriors get into it with these sword followers. I'm going to bring in my Iberian swordsman here and blunt the charge of these sword followers. And I think I'm going to try and reinforce with my own Lusitani nobles. So I'm in no rush to get weird encounters. I just want the right ones. So over here, heavy horse are going to get charged by my Scutari Cav. I'm going to reinforce with my veteran shield warriors and my Scutari spearmen just to make sure this goes quickly. I've got these veteran shield warriors into his sword followers, and I get a good charge with my veteran shield warriors into his O-Swan. So they won't win this engagement, that's for sure, especially with the continued shots of these Celtic slingers. I just want to be able to hold them up for as long as possible. And I'm going to bring my Scutari Cav through this gap out of these heavy horse who are held up by my Scutari spearmen. And I'm going to be able to go straight for these Celtic slingers and silence them for the rest of the game, which is awesome. Like, it's worked out really well for me so far. These veteran shield warriors, I don't know what they were doing. I think they got countercharged by the Levy Freeman at the last second or something like that. Iberian swordsman died, so I'm going to get my Lusitani nobles in here with an excellent charge. No counter charge, which is awesome. That really worked out awesome for me. I was so happy about that. And my Scutari Cav are getting attacked by the sword followers, but I'm able to kill a lot of those Celtic slingers before he did. I'm going to get a nice charge with him here with my veteran shield warriors, just slamming into them. Over here we do have an engagement, veteran shield warriors into the sword followers, didn't get the best charge. And I've also got this Scutari Cav. At the time I was trying to chase his heavy horse, but I'm going to have to pull back the way I came, don't want to pull through. The Lusitani nobles getting into those Celtic warriors, and these Scutari spearmen going to be getting into this Levy Freeman as well. He does a really good rear charge or flank charge with the heavy horse. That's going to punish me pretty badly. Over here, I'm getting my veteran shield warriors into his heavy horse, getting a couple of kills, which is nice. And over here, my Lusitani nobles are free to just kind of pick their targets here. And it looks like I'm probably going to go for those O-Swan or these Celtic warriors. I'm not really sure yet. I do have some Iberian Cav getting snuck into a gap here. And I'm going to get into the back of these Celtic warriors just to finish them off before they can be more of a nuisance. And I'm going to wrap my Scutari Cav around this flank. But Seraphim's done a really good job in finishing off this flank. So he's pretty much completely won this flank very well. The heavy horse coming back after getting a good charge into my Lusitani nobles. And it looks like this one veteran shield warrior is going to get, you know, cycle charged to death, which is no good. O-Swan getting a lot of kills, another XP Chevron on that guy, so 131 kills so far. My Scutari spearmen are holding up this O-Swan over here, going to be able to do that for a while, just until I get my veteran shield warriors around the flank and into the back of them. So all these engagements are actually working out pretty well for me. I was super surprised. I just happened to have enough infantry to deal with what he was throwing at me. So it was good. I've got these Iberian Cav left over as well that I can use to get into rears, into rear charges, that kind of thing. But it doesn't look like at the moment that there's much of an opportunity in the way of rear charges just yet. Veteran shield warriors, I saw this heavy horse coming. I don't think I got I didn't get a javelin off. So they're going to absolutely suffer under that heavy horse charge there. Over here, my Scutari Cav are trying to charge into the O-Swan. This is probably not where they need to be. I should really just get them out of here and into the heavy horse. That was probably a mistake from me. He's actually able to get into my veteran shield warriors and trash them. But I do have an Iberian slinger getting some very nice shots in here into the flank of these O-Swan, getting a couple of kills while they can. I notice he does have a Celtic slinger left, so I'm going to be able to get my Iberian Cav and defeat one, maybe defeat the other, I'm not really sure yet. These veteran shield warriors getting to come into combat into the back of this O-Swan, going to pick up a couple of kills. These Lusitani nobles going to be able to finish off the heavy horse. So I do have a lot of nobles left. Where's my other one? 1, 2, 3, and they're all pretty healthy at this point. I've also got Iberian swordsmen and veteran shield warriors left over, so I definitely went hog wild with the OP infantry. The Lusitani nobles were definitely the units that were going to win me this match. I mean, I knew I was outmatched in terms of infantry coming up against the BOII, but being able to use the slingers in this way and get just shots into the right units, it really worked out for me, and I was pretty happy with how it went. Here's Oathsworn down to 78 men and being chopped down, almost 200 almost 200 kills in those guys. But I was trying to just bring them out of the fight with the Iberian Cav, but they probably lost more men than they killed on the charge there. These Celtic Warriors going to be brought back into the fight. I'm going to probably have to try and get a counter charge with my Lusitani Nobles. His Celtic Slingers just coming back into the fight, left, right, and center. Really annoying stuff. So I'm going to bring my Iberian Cav out of here and try and go after these Slingers and just, you know, silence them for the rest of the match. So he's getting excellent shots in here on my Veteran Shield Warriors, killing off a couple of those guys. So I'm going to turn around and trash this Celtic Warrior while I still can. And the Seraphim's General here, the Oathsworn, is going to be locked into a pretty brutal fight here with the Lusitani Noble, Scutari Spearman, and a Veteran Shield Warrior. I do have a rear charge organized with Frenzy Charge popped. So I'm going to pick up a couple kills on this, maybe put him out of the fight. I was just waiting around for the right moment when he had red morale, and it looks like it might be just be enough to bring it out of the fight. Maybe not. Yeah, possibly not. So with Frenzied Charge pop, oh, there we go. With Frenzied Charge pop, they do have Unbreakable Morale, which is like a nice little cheeky bonus that you get. And there is just this last Oathsworn. And at this point, I was just like, oh yeah, let's just grab all my units, you know, and we'll just do a group attack. So Shield Wall and Headhunt popped. He'll probably be able to, nah, he wouldn't be able to win that engagement. Not with the Lusitani Nobles. So getting a nice rear charge with my Veteran Shield Warriors. And that'll be game to Jujubear. So this is the quarterfinal, so I'll be going through to the semi-final, and in that game I'll be facing up against Conceivable. Now Seraphim, I know there's a number of players like this. There's a couple more who are also like this. They kind of don't perform in tournament battles, and I totally understand when there's like a little bit of pressure to perform. AVA and Granitor, they're both like, oh yeah, fuck, man, I suck at tournaments, that kind of thing. And I can totally understand that for sure. Just because there's added pressure, absolutely. But yeah, he did pretty well with his Oathsworn, getting a lot of kills, 100 or 200 on all of them. More on the third one. The Swordfallers, where they got a good charge, they got a lot of kills. The Heavy Horse would probably misused against my infantry. Not the best kills on the Celtic Warriors or the Levy Freeman. And the Celtic Slingers were taken out of the fight pretty early. The Veteran Shield Warriors doing okay, getting good engagements all across the field. 312 on that one, that's intense. Lusitani Nobles also getting some pretty good engagements. My Scutari Cav doing a great job. The Iberian Cav, man, I fucking love these units. Just getting into enemy skirmishes, that kind of thing. And the one Iberian Slinger I had managed to get some amazing kills against a couple of Oathsworn. So I'm actually really surprised they didn't get an XP Chevron there. Iberian Swordsman getting 190 kills. I cannot remember what they were attacking there, but they got an XP Chevron. So great job, I suppose. Anyway, so that's my second match of the Culture Clash Flash Tournament. Big thanks to Seraphim for playing against me. He's a good dude. He's a really good player. And, you know, it's a true mark of an excellent Total War player when someone has, you know, takes a loss well. And he was all, you know, GG, well played. So definitely big props to Seraphim for that. And welcome to the clan as well. This was actually the day that he joined AVA clan. So let's mark that one down in history. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Join us in the next battle, the semi-final against Conceivable. And until then, we'll see you guys later. Peace.